Let's start the session. I am Dr. Manivannan, Professor and Director, School of Education, Tamil Nadu Open University. We are going to see the topic personality and life skills in this session. So now we start our topic to know about personality. What is personality? You all think about what is personality. We all know that the term personality, which is a bigger term, and we can understand something about personality. You can write it, or you think about what is the personality, whether you are having the personality. Suppose if you are thinking of that you are having this personality, what kind of personality that you have, whether you are having this much personality, or whether you are able to quantify this personality. You think about it few minutes and answer yourself what it is. You need not go for any definition and meaning for it, but we can understand something about personality. So you think, what is personality? Right. Now, most of you thought that personality is the totality of the character what we have. That's right also. So psychologists say that personality of an individual is the mixture of many traits and patterns that influence thought, emotion, motivation, and behavior. So what you thought is correct, because it includes everything, all the traits, characters, pattern, all these things, what you have, motivation and behavior, which you have in life, those things are coming under personality only. Second aspect, how much personality you have, how you are going to quantify it, whether you can able to quantify it. We are not able to quantify the personality, because personality is the dynamism. Personality always develops, not growing. You cannot say a person has 50% of personality or 25% of personality, because personality is a development. So you are excelling in one of the fields, or you excelling having of different qualities with you, that determines the amount of personality that you have. That amount that cannot be the quantified. Personality, you are having more personality or less personality, it depends upon the experiences and depends upon the skills that you have with you. That determines the personality. So here you see that the term how it originated. The personality originated from Latin word persona, which means mask. Those days in British and European countries, when they are going for stage act, they wore mask. So it reflected a person, what he takes the character there in the theater. So it came in such a way, and the term is coined from the Latin term. So that is personality. Personality is, as I told you, this is a mixture of many traits and patterns that influence thought, emotion, motivation, and behavior. Personality has been studied for more than 2000 years, beginning with Hippocrates in 370 BC. So personality, how it is determined, how it has come for the individual. If you are seeing that these are inherited sometimes and acquired sometimes, but both is a mixture of coming out certain characters, coming out certain tracks, coming out certain behaviors, all these formed because of nature and acquired. So it includes innate and acquired behavioral characteristics. This personality is constituted by potentiality, experience, perception, memory, imagination, instinct, habits, thoughts, sentiment, and creative thinking. Even this personality is determined by various activities, various clothes, style of life, beliefs, mannerism, customs, and habits also matter in personality. So what kind of dress that we are wearing, how we are even walking, how we are behaving with others, what kind of mannerism that we are producing in front of others, everything is determined in the personality. So personality, you cannot say that this kind of one particular aspects make the person to have this personality or having less personality or more personality. But this personality is the totality of the characters, as I told you already in the meaning itself, that it is determined by many ways, many traits, patterns that influence thought, emotions, motivation, and behavior. So this behavior, cognition, and emotions lead to formation. Sorry, Ramakrishna, you want to tell anything? Just the sound is coming. Sorry. Behavior, cognition, and emotions lead to formation of personality. So, personality not only the cognitive aspect, not only the physical characteristics, it is coming from the innate characters and acquired characters that what we experience in our lifetime, those things are accumulated and produce the personality of an individual. So you see some of the definitions given by various authors, psychologists. Prince Prince also defined that personality is sum total of the biological inbred dispositions, impulses, appetites, and insistence of a person, and the disposition of tendencies attained by experiences. So it comes out of experience as well as the biological inherent characters, what the Prince says. At the same time, Watson also, personality is the totality of activities what we are carrying out in life, that he tells about that. Alpert, he correctly pointed out that the personality is the dynamic organization within a person of those psychophysical systems that determines his unique adjustment to his environment. How he is adjusting with the environment through physical, psychophysical systems, that uniqueness which is the personality of the individual. That's what Alpert definition is a very famous one, because most of the psychologists are referring this personality because this is a comprehensive one. Okay, fine. This Woodson in 1972 gave the definition about the personality, which is screened here, and he tells about the thinking, feeling, and behavior and the individual that determines his unique characteristics that is developing the personality of an individual. Smooth et al. In 2004 defined personality is the distinctive characteristics, pattern of thought, action, emotion, and behavior that define a personality, personal style of interacting with the physical and social environment. Therefore, if we are seeing all the definitions here, that we can conclude that personality is a person's physique, that is a physical body, psychological characters such as cognitions, emotions, and behavior, and the social aspects which determine his or unique adjustment to his environment. It's struck. So before going to this, what for you are studying this course, personality? Why you are going to, you know all the things, and if you are taking the psychology book, that you can find it out, the definitions, meaning of personality, and what for you are carrying out this course in Tamil Nadu Open University. You have to think it about it, because just we are motivating you to know about the personality through which you can develop your personality properly. So personality to be developed anywhere, but you must be very conscious about it, because how this personality can be developed, because we are giving certain examples for you for how these people have become the great personalities in the world, and how they are famous, and how long they will be famous until this world exists. These people name will be there, and these personalities will be remembered by everyone, because such kind of personality they developed themselves. That is more important. So the main aim of our course is to make you to understand certain aspects of the personality, and how this personality determines your character, and how you are focused in the society, as that you are having the personality proper way. So personality, as I told you, it is not a single aspect that determine your personality, and that is focused before the people, and that you are having this kind of personality. personality, and it should be uh, come out from the actions and activities that you are projecting yourself in front of the society, that uh, determines. Because when you are at home, you are a different person. When you are coming out of the home, that you are showing different characters, different mannerisms, different emotional aspects in front of other people, and then at the time your personality is judged by other people. Because whether you are having, what kind of personality that you have is determined by other people also, because of they are seeing your activities, they are understanding some of the things that you are having, through which they are determining you are such kind of personality. So one's personality cannot be completely understood by someone or yourself. But when we are listing out the activities, how you are emotionally stable, how you are expressing your views, how you are dealing with other people's, how we are behaving with other people, that all this together that determines your personality. That's what this session actually motivate you to understand something about personality, through which how you are going to develop, how you are going to practice, how you are going to experience. Such kind of things will be determined by you, and that will be taken care of by you for developing your person. That's what we are very conscious about telling of personality. You have seen some of the great personalities here. You see Gandhiji. We all know about the Gandhiji. He's a very simple man, but he wore very light clothes and a dhoti. And you know the story about the Gandhiji who came, who went to Madurai from Chennai by train, and saw some of the people, those who are wearing such kind of light dresses, dhotis, and Gandhiji asked those people, those who are traveling with him, he asked those people, you go for wearing of khadi. At the time, that poor people told, we are very poor, we are not able to buy the clothes, khadi clothes, that's why we are not able to wear these things. So after seeing of their condition of the people, Gandhi decided itself, and has gone for wearing of light clothes, that is dhoti. That was the story. All you all know that. From September 1921 onwards, Gandhiji started wearing this dhoti alone. You all know that once he went to meet the Winston Churchill at London. At the time, he wore the same dress and he met him. At the time, what Winston Churchill told about Gandhi means, he told, half naked, sedacious figure. That's what he pronounced, that Winston Churchill told about the Gandhi. But he became the great personality because of his characters, because of his commitment, all non-violence and all. Gandhiji, you see, once he started a salt march, that is Dandi Satyagraha. In 12th March 1930, it went 24 days, that march. When he started this salt march, just 78 people joined it with him. At the time, he told to the people that those who are very controlled, those who should not raise their hands when the British people, even any punishment given to us. So that's what the condition, and the people first joined only 78 people. Later on, if you see the people who joined in all these 24, thousands of people came together and started going this salt march uh, from 12th March 1930 to 6th April 1930. They traveled 385 kilometers with controlled manner. Even British people gave lot of punishment to them, but they have not reacted. He already told to we have to be very proactive. We should not go for any violence. So the controlled group and successfully made this Satyagraha. So such kind of personality the Mahatma Gandhi is. Previously, you know about him that he was basically a lawyer, but while he was starting his career, he was not able to speak properly in the court. And later, you all know that and lakhs and lakhs, crores of people standing before him kept silent because of his a single word, calm. And when he started speaking, people are very, very calm. We all know all the history about the Gandhiji. So Mahatma Gandhiji became a great personality because he loved people. He sacrificed his whole life for the benefit of the country. He followed non-violence activities in many ways, satyagraha and other aspects, so that Gandhiji is remembered in all the way until our world exists. You see, another personality, Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda became famous within a day of time because he went to Chicago meeting in 1893. He was speaking in the forum, the religious forum. At the time, his speech inspired everyone and he became a great personality within a day of time. But if you see the background of Swami Vivekananda followed the Ramakrishna principles, and he spreaded the math rules and regulations and other religious aspects throughout the world. When he was in the Chicago meeting, he stayed there 15 days. All these 15 days, he gave a tremendous speech, and the followers taken up and they started praising our Swami Vivekananda. What he started, and his first speech was very impressive in Chicago meeting. And he told three aspects in the meeting that were attracted by everyone in the world. First, he started brothers and sisters, that we all know that. Second aspect, he told that every religion has his own faith, has his own dogmas. So everyone has truth in the religious aspects. That is the second. Third aspect is said that man or woman, that both. Man is a very good creature. Man has powers, all the powers. Man is not a sin. People are not sin. They are born with supreme activities. They are born with the supreme characters. They are born with the supreme knowledges. So he only praised at the time. The world thought that the people are very sin, they are doing sin. But Swami Vivekananda alone said that man is supreme, that human being is supreme. So that these aspects in the first meeting itself impressed by everyone in the meeting, and it was spread all over the world. And at the time, Swami Vivekananda became the great personality of the world. As you see, C.N. Annadurai. C.N. Annadurai, you know, our C.N. Annadurai was the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and how he became the great personality. He is a very good reader, voracious reader, Annadurai. Annadurai took up the books from the Kannimara Annul Nilayam, and we are told that entire Kannimara Annul Nilayam books were read by our C.N. Annadurai. Moreover, he is an eloquent speaker, and when he was in the parliament, he spoke very well at the time. Even the prime minister at the time, the prime minister Nehruji praised his speech in the parliament. So it was appreciated by everyone in the parliament. And if you are taking C.N. Another, is how he brought out this Dravidism in the country. Previously, we all know that Congress government ruled our state of Tamil Nadu. Later on, he only started this rule of Dravidan movement, and later on, you all know that how this the parties, different parties are praising C.N. Another. So how he became great personality means he started reading books and he learned so much of knowledge from that, and he applied there wherever he went, and he spoke with eloquent manner, and he attracted the people of Tamil Nadu, and he became a great leader in Tamil Nadu. So you know all the history about our C.N. Annadurai, who was the chief minister of our Tamil Nadu. And you all know that Srinivasa Ramanujan. Srinivasa Ramanujan, how he became a great personality. C.N. Srinivasa Ramanujan, when he was a student in school, he was a hectic boy who sat in the back back bench. At the time, there was no bench in the school, but he sat in the back row. And the mathematics teacher taught mathematics in the class. The teacher asked, he told, I have 10 apples with me. I am giving this 10 apples to 5 people. How many apples each one will be getting? So naturally 10 by 2 I is equal to 5. Each people, 5 people, each one is getting 2 apples. So in that way, the mathematics was going. At the time, the teacher asked everyone to tell this division calculation. And at the time, Ramanujam, who sat at the back door, stood up and he asked the teacher, Sir, I am not having any apple with me. I am not giving any apple to anyone. What will be the question? That is, 0 by 0 is equal to what? Immediately, the teacher was not able to answer for it. So that the teacher asked to sit down. So this Ramanujam studied many places. You all know that history. Ramanujam studied in Kumbhakonam. Later on, when he came to Chennai, and he studied in Pachipas also. One time in One tribe in 1913, Ramanujam communicated to G.H. Hardy, who was a great mathematician at the time in British, that is in London. So he worked in Cambridge University. He wrote few pages about his solving of problems through this G.H. Hardy, the mathematician at Cambridge University. And this Hardy saw his sum that he sent to him, and few pages were known to him, and remaining things were new to him. So that immediately this G.H. Hardy asked Ramanujam to come to London, and Ramanujam went to London, and he stayed in the Trinity College, which comes under the Cambridge University. Later on, he started working of many of the mathematical problems, and brought out 3,900 solutions, equations he brought out, and which were very unique, and it contributed a lot. This Ramanujam, when he was here, he was studying in Congayam school. In that school, 3,500 people were studying at the time. He only framed timetable for all the classes. And when he was studying in the school, he excelled in many ways in mathematics. And moreover, at the age of 13, he mastered over the book written by S.L. Loney, that is Advanced Trigonometry. And later on, when he was at the age of 16, he mastered over the book written by G.S. Gore. His book, a synopsis of elementary results in pure and applied mathematics. So he was born genius, actually. Ramanujam was born genius. Ramanujam, once when he was in Trinity College, he felt ill and he was admitted in the Putney Hospital. When he was in the hospital, he was in deathbed naturally. And at the time, this G.H. Hardy went to see Ramanujam, and after seeing Ramanujam's condition in the hospital, really he got teared. That G.H. Hardy got teared, that great mathematician got teared in his eyes. And at the time, to console G.H. Hardy, Ramanujam asked him, how did you come? Immediately that G.H. Hardy told that I came by a car, that is a taxi, that number is 1709, this is a dull number. Immediately after hearing of this 1729, that is the cab number, this Ramanujan immediately told that this is a very good number, because this is the sum of t cube is in different manner. That is 1 cube plus 12 cube is equal to 3 cube plus 10 cube. That is 1729. It's a very good number, he told. That immediately he was astonished. Actually, this G.H. Hardy astonished to hear from Ramanujan. So such kind of genius this Ramanujan was. He was become world famous. Still he is remembered by all the people, because such kind of contribution made for the mathematics. So he came from very poor family. He was taught many of the things by his mother only. So he didn't study in the English medium also, but he's a born genius and he became great personality of the world. So you see these people, Helen Keller. Helen Keller, she was born in America. Actually, Helen Keller was a great author. He was a political person. She was the uh, uh, activist of the disabled people. She was advocating for the disabled people. At the age of 19 months, Helen Keller lost her eyesight as well as hearing also. You see, if a person is not able to hear, he cannot pronounce any words. The sound will not come properly and we cannot utter any of the words. But she lost hearing and speaking also here. And moreover, she lost her eyesight also. But she became great personality because she learned many things from her teacher Annie Sullivan. This Annie Sullivan was found by one of the great personalities at the time, and she was referred to Helen Keller. Helen Keller used the teacher Annie Sullivan for developing this sign language. By developing sign language, actually she learned many things and she became a great author of many books. She wrote 14 books. She visited 35 countries in the world. She interacted with many of the great people. Once she visited India also. At the time, Jawaharlal Nehru was the prime minister of our country. At the time, this Helen Keller and touched the body of our Nehruji, and she identified Nehruji. So she was a great personality, and moreover, she was a great speaker also. And if you are going through the net, you find it out the speeches of Helen Keller. You must hear that voice, how the Helen Keller produces the words. And when you are observing that speeches, we cannot find any of the mistakes, grammatical mistakes in the sentences spoken by our Helen Keller, because because she was not able to hearing, she was not able to speak also, because later on she developed that speaking by the training of Annie Sullivan, a teacher, and she became very good orator. And you must hear it after this session, and when you are finding the time at home and you go to the net and put Helen Keller speeches, that will be coming. Even many of the clubs she spoke and she advocated many of the things for the women of the country. And you can find it out, those videos which are available in the net, that you can find it out. And if you are taking this Thomas Alva Edison, you all know about him, that Thomas Alva Edison became great personality because he became a great scientist. And you know the history of Thomas Alva Edison. Actually, at the age of 7, he was admitted to one of the schools, and he went to school. After 3 months, one of the teachers, that is Reverend Ansel, wrote one slip of a letter to the mother of Edison, which was given through Edison. Edison took this letter and presented to his mother, and the mother read this letter. You are so genius, and the school is not having that much facilities for educating you. That was the letter what Edison mother read. But later on, after developing, Edison became a great personality. Later on, one day when he was arranging his house and cleaning all these things, he found that letter. Edison found that letter, and at the time he read it. And what it was written means, your Tommy is adult, that is stupid. He was not able to learn anything in my classes, so he can be taken out from the school. Such words it was written at the time. Edison told and wrote in his diary that yes, I was adult, I was mentally retarded at the time, but my mother only brought me in such kind of world famous. So that was a little story about Edison. And this Thomas Alva Edison, after discontinuing the school, mother taught many of the things for the Edison. And in the early days, he was distributing the newspapers, vegetables in the train. So he started his career like that. And later on, once he saved the life of one of the train controller. At the time, he was given a certain room there in the compartment for making his discoveries, and he collected chemicals and started experimenting all those things, and he brought out some of the aspects, and he was given training to operate that training signals. So he was developing such kind of way for scientific inventions. And you all know that he brought out 1,093 inventions in US alone. So, if you are taking his invention, phonography, motion pictures, mass communication, sound recording, those were his innovations. When he was working on the bulb lighting, for bringing out this lighting filament, he used 3,000 plant materials to making carbonate filming. He was not achieved it. Actually, he tried 6,000 times. Once he said, some people asked him, "You failed in many ways for this." Yes, this is not the failure for me. Actually, I tried 10,000 times. I found out this is not working in 10,000 times. So how we are, suppose if you are taking ourselves when we are doing certain activities, we are not proper. Suppose we are trying and immediately if we are getting failure, immediately we stop doing that and we are not continuing it. But he tried many years and he used many materials, more than 3,000 materials, and he made 6,000 attempts, and later on only he brought out this filament which is lighting in the lamp. So how hard work he made and continuous work he made. So that systematic continuity of his work brought out many of the things, and those innovations still are, it will be continuing until the world exists. So he became the great personality. The same way you all know that how Mother Teresa contributed a lot to our country, and how she stayed there in Calcutta, how she formed this nuns community, and how she worked for the many people, the poor people and other leprosy people in our country, and how she became the great, and how she is remembered at present still now, and she will be remembered all the way. And this kind of personality, you all know Charlie Chaplin also, and this kind of things, how these people became a great personality in the world.